Hi, so today we are trying the two new SUQQU quad from, I believe it's their pre-summer collection. It didn't say on the box if that is the case, but I think it is. And I have the two quads. One is the NAMIMIGAKI, is the 113 color. It's more of a peachy, orangey, purpley kind of palette. And the other one is 114, is SUMIIDORI. And this is more of a, like, I think it has two parts. One part is this like golden pinky color, and the other side is more of a, like a green blue kind of color. And I do think these two are quite like spring summery kind of color, and I am really excited to try this one because I believe this is the first one that there is like a deeper blue color like throughout the whole signature color eyes line. I think whenever it has a blue, it was always like a glitter or like shimmer glitter kind of thing, like it's a topper thing. And this is first time it actually has something that's like quite pigmented that is blue. And also these two palettes do remind me of the existing shade from this line, so I will also compare this to the palettes that I think is similar. Like I always do, I would put one palette on one of my eye. So first, let's try this purpley palette. So the pre-summer collection from last year, there also is a purpley palette, so I thought I can compare that one with this. This is the color 103, is the shade Amado. And you can see they are both a purple palette, but they are quite different. For this one, it has like a purple shimmer and a purple matte purple color. The other two are like peachy or like golden colors. But this one, I think this one is like a truly purple palette, where it's not like this one. The deep purple color is more of a deep browny kind of purple. It's like a brown color with a hint of purple kind of shade, where this one, this purple is like a pure purple. And also this one is obviously like a purple topper. This like pinky shade, I also feel like it has a hint of purple in it, and this is like a purpley taupe kind of palette, so this is a way more purple. And even though I would like swatch this side by side to show you, but I don't think there will be like very similar colors in this. So I think I might compare, I think I might swatch these colors next to this color and this color next to this color, as they look a bit similar. This is the new quad. This is the topper, which I layered 2 layers to let you see better of the color, and the other one are all 1 layer swatch. As you can see, I feel like this is like quite a pigmented quad. I didn't like swirl my finger like crazy in the pan. I just lightly swirl my finger. Like you can see, it's not like super messy, so you can, I think you can tell it's like a lighter swatch, but it did has decent pigmentation. So this is the swatch comparison with the pre-summer palette from last year. As you can see, the topper shade, I also swatched the topper shade twice, and you can see they are actually quite similar, but I would say maybe the newer one has more glitter into it. and obviously the other two are not similar. And the deeper shade, I would say it's quite difficult to tell a deeper shade is similar or not with a swatch because they are quite deep. But I want to say like the last year one is less purple than the, you know, the new one, the 113 color. Now let's put them on our eyelid. This is my plan. I want to put all of these color on my eye. So I'm gonna put this one, the golden one, on the first half of my eyelid, and this peachy pink color on the, like, this half of my eyelid, and use this deeper color to like deepen the outer corner or draw a eyeliner kind of thing, and put this color on the center of my eyeball. So that's my plan. Let's first do this peachy golden color. Need a better mirror. Maybe I should bring you a little closer. I feel like this shade, the glitter is probably showing more than the actual color. Don't know if you can tell on the camera, but it's quite a glittery shimmer shade. But it does show a little bit of that like a peachy undertone. So now let's try the peachy pink. On the other side, these do have some fallout. Not too much, but a little bit. This one you can tell it's more pinky. And I feel like this is probably why this is a pre-summer collection, because these two color more reminds me of the spring rather than summer. Okay, now let's put just a touch of the deeper purple on the outer corner. Oh, this is quite pigmented. Like, I just took the tiniest bit and it did quite a lot for the amount of color I put on, and it blends pretty nicely. Actually, I want to put that peachy golden color with my finger to build up the shade. Yeah, your finger works quite nicely, actually maybe better than the brush. And now let's put the topper, the purple topper, on the center. Okay, I think this is quite a like spring summer kind of look. It's like the spring shade with this like glittery center of the eyelid kind of shade. It looks quite like spring summery, and I do really like it. I think I want to mix the peachy pink shade with a little bit of that deep purple to deepen my lower lash line. Okay, and maybe just a little bit of that peachy shade on this part. I don't know how to call this part. The inner part of my lower lash line. Okay, I think that's pretty nice. I do really like this eye, but I also have to say, this is not like a surprising kind of palette. I feel like I can do with or without this palette. It doesn't really like surprise me, like at like the pigmentation, the quality, and the color. Is especially the color. I think the color is like something I can dupe with this collection, not only with this palette obviously, but I feel like all of these shades I can at least find something that's similar with other palettes. So yeah, I do like this one, but I don't think this is the one that like really will amaze you. So now let's try the blue one, which is the one I am most excited about. And when I was looking at the, their official photos before I buy this, this reminds me a lot of the last limited edition palette, which is their 112. This one. I thought it was like almost the same other than this shade. But now I put them side by side. I still would say they're similar, but they are not that similar. But this shade, this two shade, and these two top shade are quite similar. It's just this matte shade is different, and this shade is more of like a silver topper color with blue sparkles. This has more base shade. It's not like a pure topper shade, and this is more of like a aqua. It's not pure blue, it's like more of green blue kind of color. And I think I'm gonna do the same thing, like this golden color on the inner half and this color on the outer half, and deepen the outer crease with this color and put this color on the center. Now let's swatch this one. Okay, I swatched it on a like quite a weird spot, so I don't know if you can tell that much. But this is like quite similar to the last palette. I swatched the first glittery topper shade, the golden shade, twice, and the other three shades only did one layer, and they're quite pigmented. But I think they are a touch less pigmented than the last palette because of the formula, because I feel like the shimmer in this palette is more of a topper than really a shimmer palette. So yeah, and let's swatch the 112 palette to compare with this one. Okay, this is the comparison. I do want to say the first two color is quite similar. It's just the 112 palette is like even more of a topper palette, topper shades than the peachy shade and the golden shade in this new palette. But that two color is quite similar, but the other two color is like not similar at all. But it's a similar vibe. Okay, let's put this on the other of my eye. Okay, we're gonna do the same with this palette, which is the golden shade on the inner half. This one is really, like I said, it's more of a topper shade rather than a shimmer shade with a base. And now I'm just layering the glitter, and it layers pretty nicely with just like a fluffy brush. It adheres to the skin quite nicely, and I did set my lid with powder, so I do want to say that fits on the skin quite nicely. And this pinky shade, is not showing color like at all. It just gives a little bit of shimmer on your eyelid and a touch of baby pink. I think this is not my favorite kind of shade. Maybe I shouldn't like compare, I shouldn't like place these two colors like this. I probably should like put this pink shade as a base and put this like glitter on top. Maybe that's how I should use this. So now I'm just blending this shade all over, because this really feels more like a base rather than something to put on top. So now I'm going to layer a little bit more of this gold, and on top of that I'm gonna layer this beautiful aqua kind of shade. Oh, this one is way more pigmented, so let me just put this one in a like larger, like bigger space. I like this color way more than the pink. The pink is really feeling like something like a shimmer that you would put all over your face, not all over your face, all over your eyelid to put as a base. And I do really like this aqua color. It's very summery. And now let's put a touch of that navy color. It blends nicely as well. Yeah, I didn't put on much, so it really did show quite nicely, and it blended nicely as well. Okay, now I'm thinking to maybe just put a little bit of this navy color on my lower lash line, and putting that aqua shade on the inner part of my lower lash line. Okay, there's a lot of fallout because I'm using a fluffy brush, but it's okay. It's okay. Okay, let's curl my eyelash first and use the deeper shades to do like a liner. Okay, let me use this purple shade at first. Do the liner on this side. I want to say this color as a liner, like without wetting the brush. It's like a more of a natural one. It's not very like fully pigmented. Just apply it like this. If you want it to be like fully pigmented, you really do have to wet your brush. But I am okay with just this like more natural kind of feel. And I'm wiping my brush off on the tissue paper and doing this side with the navy color. And this side is the same. You do have to wet your brush to achieve a quite pigmented kind of liner, but this is okay for me. And especially this eye is quite like a natural kind of pigmentation kind of eye. So much glitter is on my cheek. Okay, now let's put on some gel eyeliner and mascara. Okay, the eyes are done. I would love to say this eye, for my like aesthetic, is more summer, and this is more like a spring summer kind of eye. And a lot of time I see people say like red is like a very summer, like, or like orangey red, and I can agree with that, but I also feel like this kind of very cool tone color is very summery as well. It's like reminding me of like a soda or like popcorn, and not popcorn, like popsicle and something like that. And because I don't have a lot of palette is like this color theme, so I do like this palette, but at the same time I feel like I don't do this kind of color theme on my eye very often. So I would love to say this is probably also not my favorite palette from SUQQU. So I think this is a collection that maybe I can do without. Yeah. So yeah, I do feel like this too is quite good quality as like always from SUQQU. The only thing I would say is just like the very deep color, the deeper matte shade on each of this palette is a little bit less pigmented, and it's not like they're patchy or something. It's like blending very nicely, but it is quite hard to achieve that, like the color just like you see in the pan. So yeah, if you want to purchase this, keep that in mind. It's like it's buildable, but it's a little bit sheer than the other mattes in other like palettes, because I feel like for Japanese eyeshadows, a lot of time they will make the lighter shades more sheer, and they will make the deepest, like the most deep color in the palette very pigmented. Where this palette is not. This color is a little sheer as well. So if you are looking for something that will give you instant coverage, like pigmentation, this is probably not for you. And if you want something, even though it's like a deeper color, but it does blend very easily and it's easy to control, it's not like too pigmented, I would love to say this collection is pretty nice. It just depends on like your own preference. So yeah, overall, like I said, I like both of the palette. I do like this color, the 113, the NAMIMIGAKI color. This color is more on my alley, and is the color theme that I use like way more than like a cool toned blue kind of color story. Yeah, but I feel like I probably can do without both of this palette. And yeah, that's my review of these two palettes. I hope that will be helpful for you. Thank you for watching. Bye.